Hello mini makers, today we'll be making a Happiny from Pokemon in Blender. We will be showing and explaining the how-to process from modeling to sculpting to painting, all in less than 4 minutes. Please let me know in the comment section if you are unfamiliar with any of the techniques shown in the video, and I'll be making videos explaining how to do these techniques in the future. To begin, add 2 spheres with Shift A, then in edit mode, delete half of the vertices of one of the spheres. Apply the subdivide surface modifier to both spheres, then select the top face loop of the bottom sphere with Shift left click, then extrude the face loop outward with E, then escape, then Alt S. We can then use F to fill in the top face, and then use I to inset the face slightly. Add another sphere for the egg, and then size it in the Y and Z dimensions. For the feet, add a sphere, then delete half of the vertices in edit mode, and to make a foot-like shape, size it in the X, Y, and Z dimensions. For the arms, we can size them in the Z dimension using S then Z. We can also use R to rotate the arms into place, then mirror the arm across the body. We can then add 3 spheres for the 3 hair pieces. For the scrunchie up top, we can add a sphere, then use proportional editing in edit mode. You can use the mouse wheel to increase or decrease the influence of proportional editing. We can add a curve to make the swirl ponytail at the top. We can give the ponytail some volume by going to the bevel section of the geometry tab of the curve tab, selecting round and giving it some depth. We can then use Alt S to size it any single vertice. Next, right click with the ponytail selected and convert the curve to a mesh. Then select all vertices at both ends and use F to fill in the faces. We can now apply subdivide surface modifier to the ponytail, then add a cylinder. Then in sculpt mode, move the ponytail into the rough shape using the snake hook tool. We can then apply subdivide surface modifier to the cylinder and use the bool tool add-on to boolean union the cylinder to the ponytail. In sculpt mode, we can then smooth out some surfaces and add some topology by setting your blob tool to 0 strength and using dynamic topology with low resolution at constant detail. We can then use the smooth tool and the inflate tool to get the basic shape of the ponytail, and the clay slips tool to add some volume where the ponytail and the cylinder swirl meet. We can then use the mask tool with stabilized slopes enabled to draw the swirl on the ponytail, then invert the mask with Ctrl I and use the inflate mesh filter tool to push the swirl inward. We can then make the swirl tighter by using the pinch tool and then use the inflate and smooth tool to clean up the shape. If you're enjoying the video so far, please do not forget to like and subscribe. It would help Happiny find a wider audience and help more people make fun characters from video games and pop culture. Moving on to the face, we can add some geometry with dynamic topology and then use the mask tool, invert the mask with Ctrl I and push at the cheeks with the inflate mesh filter tool. Use the pinch tool to make the cheeks slightly more defined. Then we can use the mask tool to make the mouth, invert the mask, and push the mouth in with the inflate mesh filter tool. We can then add a tongue by adding a sphere, sizing it the Y dimension, and rotating it into place with R. We can go back into sculpt mode and use the blob tool to give some volume to the upper lip. If you have any suggestions for what I should make next from video games, pop culture, anime, or anything else, please let me know in the comment section. For the eyes, we can use the mask tool, invert the mask, and use the inflate mesh filter tool to push the eyes in. Use the pinch tool to make the eyes slightly more defined, and then use the same principle to make the pupils. We can then click on the bottom hemisphere, extrude the inset face slightly in the Z dimension to make the lip. Now the only thing left to do is to paint the Happiny, which is done by going to sculpt mode and selecting the paint tool. While this is happening, I will let you know a couple things that I really enjoy about Happiny's design. I really enjoy how they found an alternate way to add the bangs in the ponytail. They chose to make the bangs 3 blobs and the ponytail a big swirl. I feel it is a very unique way of conveying a childlike appearance as simply as possible. If you like the model and want to find a free 3D printable version, please go to my printables page in the description and download it for yourself. If you'd like to support more videos and more models, please support me on my Patreon page.